मैं आशा करती हूँ आप लोग बिल्कुल ठीक होंगे. सो आई एम गोइंग टू रीड द न्यू चैप्टर एयर एंड वाटर. क्या सीखने जा रहे हैं आप इस चैप्टर में, जानते हैं आप सब? आई टेल यू. आप सीखेंगे layers of atmosphere, composition of air, uses of air, types of impurities, importance of atmosphere, properties of air, water, purification of drinking water or drinkable water, right? Get active बच्चों. Is possible to choose between air and water for our survival? Why? क्या possible है कि हम एक चीज़ को चूज़ कर लें, या तो हवा मिले या पानी मिले? अगर पॉसिबल है, आप सोचते हैं, तो क्यों पॉसिबल है? Okay. Air and water are two basic necessities essential for our life on the earth. Air is a mixture of various gases and water exists in solid, liquid and gaseous form in nature. Air is everywhere but we cannot see. We can feel only it when it moves. दोनों ही जरूरी हैं. Layers of atmosphere. The earth is surrounded by a thick layer of air called atmosphere. It extends to up to a few hundred kilometers above the earth's surface. To study the atmosphere, it is divided into 5 layers. Troposphere. This is the first layer of atmosphere where we live and most aeroplanes fly. It contains water and gases, mostly oxygen and nitrogen. The weather changes take place in this layer and the condition in this layer change very quickly. Stratosphere. This is the second layer of atmosphere and it lies above the troposphere. It is about 30 km thick and ozone layer is a part of stratosphere. The ozone layer absorbs harmful radiations from the sun and stops them from reaching the earth's surface. Jet planes fly in the stratosphere. Mesosphere. This is the third layer of the atmosphere from the earth's surface and this is the coldest layer of the atmosphere. Meteors burn up in this layer while entering the earth's surface. We see them as shooting stars from the earth. Thermosphere. This is the fourth layer of the atmosphere from the earth's surface and space shuttles fly in this layer. Exosphere. This is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere and there is no air beyond this. The air is very thin here. Knowledge capsule. According to the NASA, the upper layer of the earth's atmosphere, the exosphere, extends up to 16,200 miles into the space. Information of atmosphere. Atmosphere is useful to us in many ways. It contains oxygen which is essential for the survival of living things. Carbon dioxide is also present there which is required for photosynthesis in plants. It has the ozone layer which protects us from the harmful rays of the sun. It also helps to maintain the temperature. It helps to maintain the right temperature for the survival of living things. Knowledge capsule. Oxygen gas is colorless and odorless and tasteless. Composition of air. Air is a mixture of gases like nitrogen, oxygen, etc. and it also contains small amount of water vapor, dust and smoke. Oxygen. Oxygen is necessary for the survival of living things. All living things need oxygen to breathe and it is also essential for burning and all the living things use the oxygen from air to respiration. Nitrogen. It is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. 78% of the complete atmosphere is nitrogen. Living things require nitrogen but they don't take it directly. Bacteria present in the soil fix it to fertilizers that can be taken by plants. Human beings and animals get nitrogen from both plant and animal sources of food. It is also added to the soil in forms of fertilizers. Knowledge capsule. Nitrogen does not support burning and keeps fires under control. Brain booster. How is nitrogen useful to the farmers? Carbon dioxide. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज रिलीज्ड ड्यूरिंग ब्रीदिंग, जैसे कि आपको पता है जब हम लोग ब्रीथ करते हैं तो हम बाहर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड छोड़ते हैं. एंड बर्निंग ऑब्जेक्ट्स इन द एटमॉस्फेयर, प्लांट्स टेक इट फ्रॉम द एयर एंड यूज इट टू मेक फूड, उनसे उनका खाना बनता है. द कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इन द एयर इज क्रूशियल फॉर प्लांट्स एंड ट्रीज. अगर वो अपने अंदर रखेंगे तो उनके लिए हार्मफुल है ना. जैसे हम उनके लिए तो हमारे लिए हार्मफुल हो जाएगी, उनके लिए बेनिफिशियल है. ये ऑक्सीजन वो हमें देते हैं, वो हमारे लिए बेनिफिशियल है, और उनके लिए कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड क्या है, यूजफुल है, राइट. और अगर ये एयर में रहती है तो ये प्लांट्स और ट्रीज के लिए क्रूशियल है. इट इज प्रेजेंट इन द एयर इन स्मॉल अमाउंट एंड हेल्प्स द प्लांट्स इन फोटोसिंथेसिस. अदर गैसेस, helium, neon or argon and krypton are some other gases. Helium gas is used to fill in balloons. Neon is used in colorful advertising lights or signs. Argon and krypton are used in filling electrical bulbs. Water vapor, dust and smoke. Heat from the sun causes water to evaporate from the surfaces of the seas, oceans, lakes, rivers, etc. This amount of water vapor is called humidity. It plays an important role in determining the daily weather, and dust and smoke particles are also present in air in small amount released from vehicles, houses and factories. Properties of air. We know the air has weight. हाँ जी, सबको पता है एयर में वेट होता है. Occupy space and ये स्पेस भी कवर करती है. सिंस एयर हैज वेट, सो इट एक्सर्ट्स ए प्रेशर ऑन एवरीथिंग अराउंड इट एंड ऑल द डायरेक्शंस. दिस प्रेशर इज कॉल्ड एयर प्रेशर. यूजेस ऑफ एयर. सम ऑफ द यूजेस ऑफ एयर आर: air occupies space, so it is used to inflate things like balloons, tires, pillows, etc., and they expand because of their elastic nature when air is filled in them. Wind is also a source of energy. Tubes of vehicles are filled with air so that the vehicles can move easily with a lesser amount of force. Air pressure is also useful in everyday life. For example, it enables to draw liquids up in a straw, syringe, fountain pen, getting water from a hand pump, drinking juice through a straw using a vacuum cleaner, etc. Moving air has many uses like dry clothes, flying kites, moving sailboats, etc. At some point, the air exerts too much pressure on the walls of the objects that they burst. Yes, activity time. Aim. What is the aim to do this activity? To show that air exerts pressure. Material कौन कौन से चाहिए? Plastic cup and index card. Okay, that is cardboard. Note, it might be a good idea to try this cup over a sink. Procedure क्या है? Fill the plastic cup with water, place the index card on the top of the cup, hold the index card tightly against the mouth of the plastic cup and turn the cup upside down. Carefully remove your hand holding the index card in place. Observation क्या है? The index card does not fall. Reason क्या है? The pressure air outside the plastic cup is pushing the card up. Okay? Water. Water is also essential for the survival of living things. Water is also our basic necessity for the survival. We need water for various daily activities like drinking, cooking, bathing, etc. Rainwater, rivers, ponds, lakes and wells, etc. are some main sources of water, and water from these sources contains substances such as sand, dust and germs, thus making water impure and unfit for drinking and other uses. It is very important to drink clean and pure water. Water need to be purified to make fit for human consumption. Water that is fit for human use is called potable water. It is colorless, odorless and tasteless and safe for drinking. Things that make the water impure are called impurities. Impurities can be soluble or insoluble. Types of impurities. Soluble impurities, these are the ones that are dissolved in water, and for example salt, sugar, glucose, etc. Removing soluble impurities from water. The soluble impurities water can be removed by evaporation and distillation method. Evaporation, boiling. The impure solution with impurities such as salt or sugar is heated till all the water evaporates. It is the simplest method to remove soluble impurities from water. The impurities is left behind in the evaporating dish. Common salt is extracted from the water by evaporation. By the heat of the sun, water evaporates, leaving salt behind. पानी उड़ जाएगा हीट की वजह से और salt नीचे बैठ जाएगा, है ना? Distillation. It is a process that can be used to get both solute and solvent. It involves two processes, first boiling it and then condensing and steaming. Condensing and steam, which is called distillation. The process involves the following step. Impure water is heated in a round bottom flask. Water evaporates to form water vapor and impurities are left behind. Water vapor passes through the condenser and cools down to form water. Brain booster बच्चों, where do we get distilled water? Pure water is collected in a separate container. This water is called distilled water as it is the purest form of water and free from by any impurities. Insoluble impurities, these are the ones that do not dissolve in water such as sand, mud, oil, wax, etc. and they either float or sink in water. Removing insoluble impurities from water. The insoluble impurities such as sand and mud can be removed from water by the sedimentation and decantation as well as the filtration methods. Sedimentation and decantation. Sedimentation is the process in which water is allowed to stay undisturbed for some time in a container. The impurities will settle down at the bottom of the container known as sediments. This is called sedimentation. The water on top gets cleared and then poured gently into another clean container without disturbing sediment at the bottom. क्या कहलाता है ये? Decantation. Very good. Decantation, this is called. Okay. Brain booster बच्चों, why do the impurities settle down at the bottom of the container? Filtration. This is the process of which impurities can be separated by passing through a filter made of paper or thin cloth. Filter paper is folded to make a cone and keep inside the funnel. A beaker is kept below the funnel and the mixture is poured into the funnel. Impurities यानी कि sand is retained in the filter paper and clean water is obtained in the beaker. ठीक है, beaker में clean water आप ले सकते हैं. Application of filtration in our daily life. Vacuum cleaners have filters to trap in dust. Water taps usually have filters to purify water. Coffee machines have filters to keep grinded coffee out of coffee. Air conditions have filters to trap the dust particles in the air. Knowledge capsule. A water purifier is a system that removes 90 to 95% of all contaminants present in water. Brain booster. Why are white spots or stains observed around the taps and showers? Purification of drinking water. Water purification is the process of removing germs and dirt or any other harmful substances from water before consuming it. At home, we can purify water by boiling it for about 10 minutes. It is the simplest and less time consuming way of purifying water. So, the water supplied at your home should also be clean and pure. Water is purified in a water treatment plants through many processes before supplying to us. The process involves the following steps. Before reading the steps, take a brain booster. How are the swimming pools cleaned? So, let's take the steps. Sedimentation. Water is collected in large tanks from water bodies or rain, where a lot of impurities are removed by the process of sedimentation. Chemicals such as alum are added to increase the rate of sedimentation. Aeration, a process in which the oxygen content of water is increased. Filtration, after sedimentation, finer impurities like sand, gravel, etc. are removed from water by the process of filtration. Chlorination, in this method the tablets of chlorine are added to the container where the water to be cleaned. उसमें डालने से पानी clean हो जाता है. Chlorine tablets kill germs and make the water pure. Purified water is then supplied to our homes. Let's take a word bank look. Let's have a look on that. Atmosphere, the layer of air that surrounds the earth. Ozone, a poisonous gas which is formed of oxygen, insoluble, that do not dissolve in water. Summary, at a glance, air is everywhere and is a mixture of gases. It also contains water vapor, dust and smoke. Atmosphere is a thick layer of air that surrounds the earth and has 5 layers: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Water gets impure because of soluble and insoluble impurities. Soluble impurities can be purified by evaporation and distillation. Insoluble impurities can be purified by sedimentation and decantation and filtration. Tell me, what are the diseases caused due to consumption of impure water? Evaluation time बच्चों, you have to evaluate yourself. चैप्टर बेस्ड नॉलेज पे आपको बताना है इस होमवर्क शीट में कौन सा करेक्ट आंसर है. ओजोन लेयर फाउंड इन ट्रोपोस्फेयर, स्ट्रेटोस्फेयर और मेसोस्फेयर. चूज करिएगा कहाँ पे ओजोन लेयर आपको मिलती है. ठीक है, ऐसे ही आप चैप्टर बेस्ड नॉलेज पे सारे पॉइंट्स करेंगे. उसके बाद आपके पास है फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स. चेक करिए स्टेटमेंट, विच वर्ड इज सुटेबल फॉर दिस स्टेटमेंट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, डैश इज द अपर मोस्ट लेयर ऑफ द एटमोस्फेयर. बताइएगा कौन सी लेयर अपर मोस्ट लेयर है. एंड इन सी पार आपको आंसर करना है दिस क्वेश्चन ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चंस. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एटमोस्फेयर क्या है और कौन सी डिफरेंट लेयर्स है एटमोस्फेयर के. आप ये आंसर्स अपनी नोटबुक में लिखेंगे इन 3 to 4 लाइन्स. राइट, ओके. Let us think, how will you separate orange juice from its pulp? Let us create a lot of purifiers are available nowadays in the market. Find out the cost and how they work. Collect pictures and paste in your scrapbook. Let us speak. Water is a precious resource. How can you save every drop of it besides the ones discussed below? ये सब चीज़ें आपको आप इन सब चीज़ों से तो अपना सेव कर ही सकते हैं. और कौन से ऐसे तरीके हैं जिससे आप सेव कर सकते हैं. राइट, सो while doing these activities, what you will do? You will have fun. So enjoy, बच्चों.